Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, another dev diary of my mod GDR. Today is a long-awaited video. Last time I was with you, we talked about changes to New England. You can see all these new provinces here, all these new, very cool cities, really bringing New England to life. And then of course the new states, we have like Maine, Vermont, all of these were split, and then we got like Delaware, and then we got like Washington DC. All of that new content now. Finally, I'm going to be talking about the presidential election GUI. Now, this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done, the most complicated thing I've ever done, but it's really, really cool. And without further ado, as you can see, there's a button here, kind of small out of the way, and you click here, and you open up this big menu that I built from scratch. It's amazing. The first thing you'll notice is that we have empty portraits here. These do fill up with candidates. I'll talk about that more in a second. You have the Democrat side and the Republican side, and you also have your big United States map right here, along with Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico, which are all able to become states in Hoi 4 Vanilla, and the same is true here. But for now they're blacked out because they're not a state, as you can see. And we also have 4 big buttons here. And they all show different things, but also every single one of these states is a button as well. Oh, this took so long to do. But if you click on, for example, Texas, you get all this information that pops up here on the right. Texas, 23 electoral votes, party loyalty, Democrats, wing affiliation, conservative Democrat, urbanization, urban, poverty level, rich, and foreign policy, isolationist. Now, this all probably means nothing to you, but it will in a second. I will explain. But yeah, so you can see the exact electoral vote count. This also changes based on how many states. So like if I admit these guys to the union, this will change to be, I think, if you add all of them, like 271 to win. In real life right now in the US, it's 270, of course. So that's very cool. Or if you don't want to look through every single one of these states, you can click the state values button, and you can see this map that pops up now, where you can see, this state has incredible electoral power. This state has some electoral power. Like it shows you the best states, and then the states that are weakest electoral vote-wise. So that's pretty cool. You can see most of the electoral votes are in this area, which makes sense. Missouri kind of stands out a bit, and so does Texas, and so does California, of course. Very cool. That is the first map mode. That is the first thing that is interactable here. Now the next thing that's interactable is this button right here. It's called State Loyalties. If we click it, you can see another map up here, and you have certain states that have been secured by the Democrats and certain states that have been secured by the Republicans. That's what this means right here. Party loyalty Democrats, as you can see, that's reflected on this map. Now these gray ones are swing states, so they can go either way. Basically, party loyalty is what party is a state drawn to, no matter what their affiliation is. You know what I mean? So like, let's say Tennessee, for example. Say Tennessee, really aligned with the Republicans, but they voted for the Democrats for a while. They trust the Democrats. They're loyal to the Democrats. They still will probably vote for the Democrats. Even though, and that kind of happened in real life too, up until like the 50s and 60s. When we had a lot of trust in Democrats down south. That was the Southern Party, and then that obviously switched to the Republican Party over time. So that's what this represents, and it's a big factor in elections. Now, next up is this map mode. This is an important one, State Party Wings. You click on this button and you'll see this beautiful map right here, all with different colors of blue and different colors of red. Which shows what wing of the party is favored. So as you can see in the South, it's a lot of conservative Democrats. In the Midwest, you have a lot of conservative Republicans, and then up north, you have some progressive Republicans. You have the more like the Democratic liberals, the FDR faction, and in Louisiana, you got Democrat progressives as well. That's Huey Long's stuff. Very cool. This is also important. This is one of these factors listed here. This also will determine, how states vote. Now, how does this change? Now, right now it doesn't. You can change it artificially, but it doesn't change dynamically yet. but it will be based off of approval rating. Obviously, this is not final. This is the same as the Vatican one, these images. But yeah, if you have a high approval rating, you will gain loyalty. You will be able to secure swing states in this map mode. If you have low approval rating, then you are going to lose swing states to the other party. You might even lose some of your loyal states if you're really bad. So that is definitely super important, but it doesn't change dynamically yet, although I did add debug things here for you to be able to do that if you want to mess around with it, I guess. Now there's one last button, and that is the previous elections button. This is super cool. So if you click on this, you have all these different buttons that pop up, 1928 through 1948, so 20 years. And these all will be selectable as you go through the game. And I even included these two from the past, so you can see these. And you click here, and you can see who won what state, how many electoral votes they got. You hover over them, you can see their name and what wing of the party they are. It's very cool. And so you can see this is how everything went in 1928, and then 4 years later, boom, FDR sweeps. Herbert Hoover only gets 59 electoral votes. Now, as of right now, the situation is pretty favorable to Republicans compared to in real life. If you didn't know, in real life, Alf Landon, the Republican nominee in 1936, only got 8 electoral votes. He won Maine, which has 5, and he won Vermont, which has 3. You can see why. These are very Republican-leaning states. Also, that's what this red and blue text means. Red means that is a good factor for Republicans. Blue means that's a good factor for Democrats. So just simply looking at the color can kind of tell you. And so, yeah, there's also these other factors like urbanization, poverty level, and foreign policy. Now, foreign policy doesn't change, but I think it will be able to change. Urbanization, I might have that be changeable, maybe if you build enough infrastructure, but then I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know. But yeah, that's one of the factors for sure. So overall, this is amazing. Every single state is clickable. Every single state has its own information logged. So every single state is going to be, different. But like I was saying, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. This is a lot to kind of show, so I'm not really quite sure how to show it. But like I was saying earlier, the situation is pretty favorable for Republicans. They have a lot of loyal states that they didn't win in 1936. So there's 2 reasons for that. First of all, it's January 1936. By November, I'm sure you would have secured more as FDR. And secondly, just for gameplay reasons, you need to have some sort of chance. FDR still usually sweeps by about 400 electoral votes, maybe 300. But yeah, that's the reason for that. But not only do I have this very beautiful, cool menu in, I also have elections in themselves. So if we click here, I made like a little debug button here. If we click it, oh wait, actually no, before we do that, shoot, we need to do primaries. So there's no way to activate primaries yet. It's just an event. But I set them up for each political party. This obviously is placeholder text. Huey Long is also here too. I think it's pretty obvious that he was going to be in this update from all the teasers I did. Now obviously it doesn't make sense. He died in 1935. And he won't be here by default. But I'm going to have a game rule or something to that effect that allows you to have him survive his assassination narrowly. Just because he's just such an interesting character. And if you want to play all history, why not change some of the recent past just a little bit? Just move a bullet by an inch, It's not that big of a situation. But yeah, so you have your primary here. I actually have text for the Republican primary, where it kind of gives you flavor. And you can pick what president you want. So you have multiple options for that, which is cool. And also it tells you their wing. So, like I said, wing matters before. So if we were the Democrats and we ran a progressive Democrat and we were very, very progressive, and the Republicans ran a conservative candidate, they could actually sweep up some of the South here. We could lose some loyalty in the South, which is really neat. So that does matter. There is also another faction that matters, but to just demonstrate, let us do FDR. And you can see you get this follow-up event for the vice presidential nomination. This also matters to a smaller extent, but it still matters. So, for example, you could unite the parties by picking a progressive president and then maybe a conservative vice president. or you could go full moderate and vote for 2 centers. Also, I know FDR isn't exactly a center candidate, but I'm putting him in center because I'm saving the progressive Democrats for people who specifically wanted to expand the New Deal more than him. So that's why he's a liberal Democrat. But that's pretty cool. His name shows up here. If we pick his vice president, let's go historical. Historically, he picked John Nance Garner, conservative, and that pops up as well, which is awesome. And then for the Republicans, let's mix it up a little bit, because why not? Let's actually elect or nominate Alf Landon's historical vice president to be actual president. So congratulations on the promotion, Frank Knox. You are now the presidential candidate. He's a moderate, so that's good. And then let us go. Let's hire Arthur Vandenberg as a conservative. I don't know what will happen. Again, this is a pretty favorable environment. You can see even Pennsylvania is favoring Republican conservatives in January 1st, 1936. This will change the normal playthrough, but I'm obviously doing the election early. And let us just run it. So the election event's pretty cool. You can see the results as they come in from East Coast to West Coast, kind of like a real election night. So it's got that kind of excitement to it. Let me just show you. It's pretty cool. So we're going to click election chance debug. We're going to wait. Okay. First results are in. Looks like we won Indiana. We're playing as Frank Knox, by the way, just for fun. See if we can beat FDR. We won Vermont. That's a given. Vermont is a nice. A lot of times that goes to Dems, so this is looking pretty good so far, actually. Kentucky was won by FDR, but what do you expect? Oh, looks like he's taking the South as well. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. And, shame we couldn't get West Virginia. Oh, well. Oh, wow, we're actually able to flip Tennessee. That is interesting. And we're getting some of these Midwestern states. We're already at 71 electoral votes. Missouri looks like he got that. Oh, Texas, that hurts. Alright, he's got the solid South pretty much. Looks like we also got North Carolina. That's interesting. Oh, we got Ohio. Let's see if we can win some more states in New England and actually win this election. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. We're getting what we should. We're winning some of our Republican loyal states. Idaho. Alright. Now you can see these big ones are also not even in yet, which is cool. Those take longer to fire, which makes it more stressful. Oh, Wisconsin he got. Oh, well. Still hasn't won yet. Oh, damn. He got California and Oregon. That's not good. I think it's over. Oh, we got Michigan. That is something. Oh, we got New York. Oh, my goodness. Wait. Are we actually going to win this? Oh, we got Illinois. Oh, my God. I think we're going to win. Holy shit. No! We were so close. Damn you, FDR. I actually got excited because I haven't seen Republicans win the test run in a while. I guess a moderate mixed with a conservative is a good way to go. Ah, what a shame. So as you can see, he's gotten past 266. So in a moment, the results will be read out to us in an event, and this screen will actually disappear. Man, what a race! Obviously, it's not perfect. There's stuff I need to tune still, but this is so cool just to see that electoral vote count, dynamically change. To see these states, the results come in east to west. There's nothing like it, man. This is so cool. And if you know my channel, if you've watched me for a while, you know I've done this before. In my own mod, I have made an electoral system for one of my fake countries, and I thought that was hard, and I thought that was awesome. It pales in comparison to this. This is just so cool, and for it to be working so well so far is pretty neat. So like I was saying, after enough time passes, we are going to get an event here. There you go. So this clears itself, and we get this event. The Democrats have won the presidential election. This is obviously temporary text. The presidential election of 1936 has ended in a win for the Democrats. The amount of electoral votes needed to win the presidency is 266 electoral votes. The Democrats earned 278. The Republicans earned 253. So close. Okay. And you might be wondering, where to go. Well, that's because I actually have logged it now. And now you can see this button is shining. So if you click this, you can see the results, which is awesome. So if your results are saved, that was kind of hard to do. So now you can, like, imagine you play a whole game. You can, like, share screenshots with your friends and say, this is 28, this is 32, this was my 36, all the way to 48, and you can kind of tell your own story just with that. And I think it's so cool, you know, you can see the candidates, you can see the exact vote numbers, you can see the exact map. Oh man, I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but this is awesome. So that's the system for the presidential election. A lot of work has gone into this, literally like thousands of lines of code. And there's still stuff to be done. Obviously, the inauguration needs to be added as an event. There needs to be focus trees added for each wing of the party, and then eventually unique ones would be cool. And maybe it needs some sort of flavor. Maybe a music track would be cool. I'm not sure. But I'm just really happy with this. Really, really happy with this. Now, I do have some data here. I will try to put it up on the screen now if I can. This is what I did. This is the graph of results over 3 trials. And the bluish lines, the shades of blue, that kind of grouping, is every single combination of Democrats against historical Alf Landon and his historical running mate of Frank Knox. So you can see I tried every combination of Democrats, a progressive president and a progressive vice president, you know, a moderate president and a conservative vice president, etc., all against Alf Landon and Frank Knox. And you can see how the electoral votes shifted based on just who I picked for president. And then I did the same for Alf Landon, or the Republicans, I mean, where I ran every combination of Republican against historical FDR, which obviously didn't go as well. But you can see, you know, moderates are usually a better choice, but it obviously depends on the political environment, which is really cool. Like, you know, all those results happened that way because of how these maps look, how the loyalty map looks, how the state party wing map mode looks. But this can change through a playthrough, so it's not always the best to pick a moderate, you know. So it's really cool that you have these map modes and you can look throughout and like quickly understand, okay, well maybe I should do this because of the situation here, or you know, it's really cool. Anyway, I just wanted to show off that that system. I think it's one of the best things I've added just from a technical standpoint. I'm excited to work on beautifying the rest of the United States, province-wise and state-wise, and also working on the presidential system. And then eventually working on the Senate system. That's what this is for. The Supreme Court I want to add as well. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this dev diary, kind of diving into the United States election mechanics. This took a long time, so I hope you do. And if this is really fascinating, or your first time like watching me, hello, you should subscribe, because I'm planning a lot in the future, and I love getting your guys' feedback. So let me know, you know, what you want, maybe in terms of future presidents, you know, who you think works for that, what the focus tree should look like, how the Senate should work, how the Supreme Court should work, how involved should they be. You know, let me know down below. But thank you so much for watching to the end. If you did, that is awesome. Thank you so much to my YouTube members for making everything possible. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. That's about it. See ya.